serious.
Rapping is a musical form of vocal delivery that incorporates rhythmic speech and street vernacular. It is performed a cappella or over a backing beat or musical instrument. Breakdancing is an athletic style of street dance originating from the African American community in New York City. Beatboxing is a form of vocal percussion involving the art of mimicking drum machines using your mouth, lips, tongue, and voice. Graffiti is art written, painted, or drawn on a wall. These are the elements that form hip-hop, which was founded by DJ Kool Herc in the Bronx, New York City in the year 1973.
My back-to-school party that I gave, 1520 Cedric Avenue, August 11, 1973. That was the birth of hip-hop.
It originated as an anti-drug and anti-violence genre. And over the years, we've seen hip-hop grow from the street to the office, to having subgenres,
bad, cooking up dope with a Uzi. My nut with a Finnegan. She got thick, but she wanna get Finnegan. Drink.
and changing some of hip-hop stars' lives, as they like to say, from rags to riches.
Now, I know you ain't see these before when you was watching Cribs because everybody ain't got these, you know what I mean?
When Kool Herc gave a party, everybody be there.
All this has been happening since August of 1973, and we are now in 2023. Ladies and gents, please join me and Contraband as we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop.
You never heard of I push it harder for the rhyme. I feel like murder, but hip-hop you saved me. One you never heard of I push it harder for the rhyme. I feel like murder, but hip-hop you saved my life.
It took more than 8 years for the influence of this beautiful culture to blossom in South Africa. Dating back to the early 80s, Black Noise, a hip-hop crew from the Cape Flats in Cape Town, were known for graffiti until they started releasing music in the late 80s. Black Noise and the Prophets of the City, POC better known, were the first hip-hop act from South Africa to hit the global stage. Black Noise, founded by Emil Jansen, gained street popularity after the group chose to reach out to the Cape Flats youth with the inclusion of members from Mitchell's Plain. With albums like Pumping Loose the Juice, Rebirth, which actually had 3 versions, Black Fact, Questions, and Hip Hop Won't Stop.
See if you're feeling irate, guide me with your left. The chorus on is back and the change coming next.
They are known for their black conscious lyrics, inspired by Steve Biko. Emil started breakdancing in 1982 with the Pop Glide crew, so he became one of the first South African b-boys, which made him a pioneer of South African hip-hop. In 1986, he made it to the regional finals of the Shell Road to Fame with the Chill Convention, who later that year became the legendary Black Noise. The Prophets of the City, POC, began when Shaheen and DJ Ready D experimented and produced a demo that ultimately became Our World, their first album.
I'm above the rhyme and I'm the one to find the build the topic. Get philosophic, it makes you wanna kill a prophet. But if they want to come I'll let the fools dry.
The album interpreted hip-hop through their unique Cape Town influences and experiences. Their albums include Boom Style, Age of Truth, Funk Flow, Universal Soldiers, and Ghetto Code. Their music was once banned by the SABC for explicit lyrics. Following in the footsteps of Black Noise and the Prophets of the City, Brasse van die Kaap released their debut album titled BVK, featuring a unique Cape Flats-inspired hip-hop, rapping in local slang and Afrikaans. Their first album actually gained them a nomination at the 1998 South African Music Awards. Surprisingly, Kwaito Star Senyaka is argued to be South Africa's first rapper with a hip-hop song from his 1986 debut album Tate Senyaka titled Jabulani.
But you can't resist the master mix of Beat Street. Ungatanda nami angina skati awubone manje sengikhuli hot number lelizela mtakwe.
This is where Senyaka raps his heart out. Also not forgetting a contribution made by Boom Shaka with their 1994 release It's About Time. The launch of the Gauteng Youth Radio Station, YFM, also helped to grow hip-hop in South Africa through embracing the music on air.
It was very edgy, you know, it was a mouthpiece for the youth, finally a radio station where the black youth felt that this is our home. These people understand us, they understand our street culture, they understand the spirit of youth.
The 80s and 90s were just the beginning of a new era of South African hip-hop. It took us many years to grow due to cultural indifferences, but we are now speaking a different story. Tune in to the next episode to know more.
One thing about music, when it hit, you feel no pain. White folks that controls your brain, I know better than that. That's game, man, we ready for that. Two soldiers head of the pack. Matter of fact, who got it? And where my army at? Rather attack and not react. Back to beats, it don't reflect on how many records get sold on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Whether your project's put on hold in the real world. These just people with ideas. They just like me and you when the smoke and cameras disappear again. The real world is bigger than all.